Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Alright, so it turns out that I actually lied about my last ride. I did not think we would ever get out again past the beginning of September, but it turns out the last week and a half have been super nice, so we managed to get out there this weekend. It was September 23rd, so super shocking for upstate New York to be able to get out on the water that late in the year. It was like 85 degrees out, so can't complain at all. As you can see from my video, we were able to go check out the wing run on Oneida Lake, which is pretty cool. Basically, all the big go-fast boats come out, and there's stops on the lake where they get wings and stuff. And it starts at 7 a.m., so by the time we saw them, it was closer to 2. But they had been out all day, and they went from there to one of the bays that I've actually filmed in, 3 Mile Bay, so I got to get footage of all the awesome boats going by, as you'll be able to see. Apparently this is called the wing run. A bunch of crazy ass boats just driving up and down. Luckily it's beautiful out, so we're out here, but crazy stuff. September 20th. Oh, look at this one. Figured I'd make a video kind of going through all of the new stuff that's come out from Seadoo for 2018 and talk about the new hull, what's changed on existing models, and what we can expect from what we've gotten. So obviously some of the smaller things, the Sparks now have a few more options color-wise. The Spark Trix has a 3-up option now, so apparently you can do those tail stands even with the 3-up. That'll be interesting to kind of see more about. Kind of makes the Trix more usable and user-friendly, so that's a cool thing, I think. No more power or anything from there, so other than a few more options, nothing huge has changed. Then for the GTRX and the RXPX, not too much different there. We finally got some new colors, so that's cool. There's a cool silver on the RXPX and also a yellow option. On the GTRX, you're still going to get the same green you got last year. But the RXPX has a new set of handlebars. It's the bars that come from the Spark Trix, so they're a little bit more adjustable now. You have more of an up and down telescoping adjustment rather than the pair that was on the 2012 to 2017s, which were just width adjustment. I think that's awesome. I never liked the X package bars that came on my ski. I always thought it was kind of a gimmick more than an actual usable feature. I mean, they really were barely adjustable, and when the X package skis first came out, they had what looked like a true racing setup for the handlebars. They obviously had a little bit of a taller riser on them. This was back in like 08, 09, and it was a little tall for like closed course racing, but you could just swap out the riser and you had shorter handlebars, whereas the ones that came on them previously from 2012 to 2017, they were more looks than anything, and I don't think that they truly gave it the race inspiration that it should have had. The new handlebars do also make their way to the GTRX, so while you're not getting a new color, you will get the new handlebars, so I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, the biggest bit of news is the ST3 hull, which is going to be the new 3-seater option from Seadoo. The old S3 hull is gone. Well, the ST3 hull kind of takes on any of the shortcomings that the S3 had and kind of tries to work in the advantages of the T3 hull. So number one, it's actually a slightly wider hull. It's gone from around 48 inches to now 49.5 inches to give you more stability. On top of that, the new hull has actually got a much lower center of gravity. They have the top deck built much more into the hull to kind of give you the ability to not feel so top heavy and help the ski just gain stability in general. The ST3 hull is kind of a mix of the T3 hull with like the length of an S3 hull. So essentially they took what was one of the big shortcomings with the T3 hull. It's a pretty tippy hull. I've actually said this in some of the forum posts that I've made. I think it's a great hull, but I see why it's so long, because even at the length it is, if you try to stand on the side of a T3 hull at a dead stop, you could easily flip it over. It's obviously not so tippy that it will flip over, but if you gave it some effort, you could easily flip the ski over, no problem, and it would take very little effort. So I think that the ST3 hull is taking the rounded chines of the T3 and all of the advantages of being able to roll it over onto its side into corners and let the ski bite, but adding length and lowering the center of gravity of the rider to make sure that you'll therefore have more stability with the performance of the hull. In addition, they've used Polytech in the upper section of the hull to keep the skis a lot lighter. This has dramatically bridged the gap for the 3-seaters versus the 2-seaters. So for example, the RXT 230, which is on the ST3 hull, is actually 16 pounds less than the GTRX 230. So you have all the advantages of the RXT, and you're actually weighing less than the GTRX 230. So I think that's going to make a huge difference. And then when you're looking at the RXTX 300, which obviously has the bigger engine, it's coming in at 828 pounds. So that's only 6 or 7 pounds more than a GTRX 230. So that means that the RXTX weighing 828 pounds is actually close to 25 pounds lighter than the RXPX 300. So that's going to make a big difference. I'll be very interested to see if the RXTX now becomes one of the faster hulls in terms of top speed, because you're going to obviously be able to throw a SCOM on that. And I mean, with a 25-pound weight deficit, I mean, that's the difference between a tank of gas, you know? I mean, that's pretty solid. So that could really change things. And in addition to everything, this new ST3 hull is actually 4 inches shorter than the old S3 hull. So they've gained stability, they've gained performance, they've made it shorter, and they've made it lighter. I mean, I don't know how I feel about the looks of it, but in general, the performance aspects, they can't be denied. I mean, there's a lot with this ski that's been improved upon, and I mean, this could be Seadoo finally being able to have a very competitive 3-seater race ski. And in addition, it's obviously going to have tons of creature comforts for people. So first and foremost, it comes with a Bluetooth speaker system, which I think a lot of people have been asking for. In addition to all that, there's like a convertible type seating on these skis, so you can move the rear section of the seat back, and it gives you space in between the front seat and then the rear section, and you can put a cooler on it so you're able to eat sitting on your ski, you don't have to get in the water. And you can also remove the back section of the seat, and it gives you like a sun deck to lay on, and there's lots of pictures with adults laying on the back of it, and the ski seems to handle that fine, so that's a cool feature as well. And also there is storage on the back, so you can mount a gas tank and things like that if you plan to go on a long ride, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, in general, a pretty big release for Seadoo. Unfortunately, every big release usually means that the following year won't have much of a release, but still cool things to see, no doubt. It's insane that the 3-seaters are now going to be lighter than the 2-seaters. In my opinion, that's huge. When I first saw the skis, I didn't love the looks of them, but knowing all the performance aspects, it definitely gets my attention more. I don't think I would ever get rid of my RXPX, but I think adding a 3-seater is still as appealing as ever. And on top of that, it could be a substantially faster ski than my RXPX 260. So that'll be interesting to see how they perform this season. And to anybody out there that's ordering one, let me know what you think of it. And thanks again for watching.